just, you know, help out your soldier kind of, but I think it's definitely better to be with the front line as Zarya. Good shield there. Really good shield. See, okay, this barrier here, like look at the two teams. They're so close to each other. And if he's going to charge with this, then this is a good barrier. But to just get charged is not worth it cuz now your Rhine charged after the barrier expired, which is really unfortunate. That's what I was gonna say is, oh my god, the enemy Ryan stood in front of this wall. What a mistake. Your Ryan is a god. That was really well played by your Ryan. So just to clarify what happened here, both Ryans moved up the stairs, but the red Reinhardt put this wall behind him, which made it an easy charge for the blue Ryan. If you're ever on these stairs as Ryan, just kind of stand out in the open part. So if a Ryan does charge in, they have to go into your whole team, and it's basically a suicide mission because your Ryan managed to get a nice short range pin off. Because imagine if he was charging this whole time and he had no barrier, right? Because you already used it. He lost half of his HP just going this distance. Or I'm sorry, just going this distance. He would have died if he had to go this distance. So, well played by your Reinhardt. Focus the diva. Focus the diva. That bubble was kind of like this was a bad bubble. I don't want to say it was a mistake because you're getting shot at, but you used it. I mean, the Reinhardt shield was in front of you, which is the main reason why it wasn't okay bubble. Another really greedy barrier here. Reinhardt's full HP, no one's engaging, and you, like, when you do this, you're inviting the enemy team into a poke phase. You're like, hey, we're not going to attack you, go ahead and attack us. But since you guys already killed the enemy front line, you want to push in. So you want to save that barrier for when you push in. How does your Ana die? Damn, she just gets bodied by Pharah.
Mercy's so low.
You can grenade jump across this gap, by the way. I think you can jump across this gap without grenade jumping, but if you need to get to point, just, you know, go over.
Mercy's so low.
Focus the diva. Focus the diva. No. Okay. Okay, hang on. Let's talk about this. That bubble's like, again, see that bubble's like, you have a lot of these bubbles. This bubble on Genji is like a perfect example, right? He's not necessarily in danger. He's like lost some HP, and he's not like, you know, really diving the enemy team. He's just kind of like, his danger level's like, I don't know, like a 3 out of 10. But you keep tossing bubbles on people in like low danger situations. Like if he like dashed in, then yeah, you know, put a bubble on him because Pharah's gonna shoot at him, Ryan's gonna swing at him, Diva's gonna shoot at him. But he's all the way up here. Like Pharah's gonna have a hard time hitting him. Diva's only tickling him. Like you only got 4 energy from that bubble. But if you look literally right after, look at his position right after. You know, look at this bubble, right? Reinhardt's probably gonna swing at him. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of those low danger bubbles. Like, I'm not saying there's zero danger, but the danger is low.
We gotta deal with that Pharah, guys. It's the Mercy first. We gotta kill the Mercy. Else we're not gonna have.
Ooh, are you gonna get her? Nice! Alright, let's talk about the other bubble you had here. I think your personal shield there saved you from getting knocked off, so that was good. This bubble in your Junkrat is... I think you were trying to get your Rhine. I don't know, actually. Your cursor's over Junkrat. Oh, excuse me, guys. I had a late night. That one's okay because it just prevented Pharah from killing him, so it's not bad. Really good kill on the Pharah here. She kind of assumed her Mercy was there, but she overextended, so that was good. Good. Like, this is a good bubble here on your Ana because the enemy team's diving you, and you're like, okay, we need to get out. I'm sorry, not Ana, Genji. So this is a high danger situation, right? Diva just dove into us and is going to shoot the squishy member, so that's a good bubble. Oh, back out. You have to get out. You have to back away because you have no bubble, no shield, no healers. Oh, see this bubble right here. Oh. Okay, let's talk about why this bubble is frustrating me. You were at 83 energy. You just used your personal shield to avoid potentially dying, so your personal shield's fine. But that bubble you do not need. You don't need it. right? You're just trying to get energy, but it could be used for so much more. You know, if Ryan wants to walk out this door and charge, that's a good bubble, but to just bubble right here.
Alright, I'm max charge.
See, now you guys, now the Ryan can't swing, he can't throw a fire, he can't do anything because you bubbled him inside your guys' door.
Alright, I'm max.
Like okay, here's so I mentioned what's wrong with it. Let's talk about what I would want to happen, just so it's clear, you know, what I'm looking for in as terms of a good bubble in the situation. So you back up, find personal shield. Now that Ryan's back, let's say you keep this bubble, right? You're like, okay, Ryan, get ready. I'm really high charge. I'm gonna get healed up. I've got a bubble ready. When I say go, let's turn this corner, and you can swing or charge, whatever, and I'll bubble you. So right there, a couple of things are going to be accomplished. One, you're still going to get the energy that you get here, but it has a secondary component. Two is you and your other tank will be creating space so you can push out of this door. That's the role of tanks first and foremost, is to create space, right? So your Ryan wants to create space by going out this door. That's why you see him, you know, he starts to,
Alright, I'm max charge.
but he can't, right? He has no protection. Like, he wants to swing or charge or something, but since you already used bubble, he can't. So he's relying on you to help him create the space. And when you keep bubbling him like you're doing, you're making it that much harder for him to do his job. So work together to create that space versus just trying to farm up this energy. Like, yeah, you're high charge, but you could have also been high charge and created the space. So like if he pushed out this door and he charged into the wall, you bum rush right behind him. You bubbled him during the charge. Maybe he hits someone, maybe he doesn't. That's okay. But the thing is, he comes out of that charge full HP. You get a bunch of energy from it. So you guys are just rocking and rolling inside the enemy team. See, like all of you can't do anything because there's no space. You guys have to use sound barrier just to create space and get out this door. I don't know. This bubble was also kind of it's okay again. Like it's a low danger situation. Your Junkrat's sitting here with like 800 HP. Good job grenading the mech. Look, it just made it that much easier to clean up the kill. Watch the Earth Shatter. Ooh. Oh, okay. A lot of weird things just happened. Hang on. That was by the way, that was really good there. Oh, you're so close to killing the Rhine. Your Rhine tries to Earth Shatter the tack visor. That's what he's trying to do right there. He misses, unfortunately. What was your reload? Or did you have 0 ammo? Yeah, you had 0 ammo from trying to kill Rhine, which, okay, that's fine. Yeah, yeah, okay, that shield is you know, it's not a bad shield because you're trying to protect just anyone at this point from the tack visor. Okay, so I usually don't talk about aim, but because the reason I don't talk about aim is because everyone misses grenades, even the best players, obviously even the worst players. You know, they miss grenades here and there. So it's not a big deal, but I think you missed one grenade there, and then oh, there was no. Basically, it was just the one basically. So just try and, you know, aim more at the floor. But again, not a huge deal. The res being down is kind of what prompts you to use Graviton here, but 2 of your teammates just died, and you guys already used Sound Bearer, so I mean, the fact that 2 of your teammates died and then they res, the fight's lost now, especially because one of the teammates that died was Junkrat, who brings a lot of the damage on your team. So, oh, I understand like why you grabbed because the res was down, but you could have just came back to the fight and res would have still been down. So it's just kind of really unfortunate, especially because you guys had ripped tire, so that would have been really awesome. Yeah, that was just really unfortunate.
Sorry, boys.
This diva just played you so hard. So, a couple things. One, if you have both barriers up and you want energy, use your own barrier for the energy, right? You're seeing Ryan Shield just get absolutely peppered, right? If you want this energy for yourself, walk out, barrier yourself. But the fact that you resort to using projected barrier first for energy just kind of hurts my soul a little, because projected barrier is Zarya's best ability, which is kind of weird to say because she has graviton, but let's be honest, I'm confident in saying that her projected barrier is her best ability because it has the potential to make more plays in a game than graviton because you'll have way more projected barriers than gravitons in a game. So that barrier right there, like, you wanted the energy, but the diva just outplays you because she instantly stops shooting. And now you're stuck here with zero energy and no projected barrier. It's better to be stuck with zero energy and no personal shield. Oh wow, someone actually gave you 20 energy. Well, there goes what I was saying, but still, use this shield to get energy first. Alright, good. That you got a bunch of energy from that shield, so that was good.
Focus Ryan, he's low. Good job.
Ooh, really good shield on your Lucio, who is kind of out of
Ryan's
position.
low.
I wouldn't say he's out of position. He's just trying to make it to the point. But that was a really good shield. This rocket would have killed him, so that was a really good barrier. Now, in retrospect, yeah, the rocket would have killed him, but let's just look at when the barrier's applied, right? A, Lucio's at 75 HP, and B, he is the furthest in front of the people alive on your team. That's what makes this a good barrier. It doubles down on being a good barrier because it saves him from the ferret rocket. Mercy's not a priority, remember, because Rez is down. Okay, there's a giant mistake here. So you just used your barrier, and you should know that, seeing as you're the one that cast the ability. You have the opportunity here to burn down Diva's mech. Also, let's look at your personal shield too. Personal shielded a little early. Farah hadn't even started shooting at you yet, and now that you shielded prematurely, Farah's like, oh, I don't have to shoot Zarya. So you want to hold that barrier until they really start focusing you. Even if this Diva had started shooting you, then you barrier, but you did it really early. But besides that, so here, you can burn down the Diva mech, and you're like, oh no, she's shooting at us, and you just kind of panic and get really scared for your Ana, but your Ana's okay. She's barely missing any HP, and you shooting her would dissuade Diva from shooting Ana. Number one. Number two, you just used your barrier, so you should know that you don't have it. So you have 3 seconds here, you should be shooting Diva. But instead, you're just sitting here looking at Ana, waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting to barrier her. Now, I think you're at 0 ammo, which is why you we reload there. But you can, like, yeah, so it looked worse than it did at first, because, like, oh, you're just looking at it, but you actually were at 0 ammo, so that makes it a little better. But you don't just want to stare at Ana until your barrier comes off cooldown, right? Now that you're, like, if you were still looking at Diva, you could be shooting her right now, dissuading her from chasing you guys. But you're letting one Diva zone the crap out of you guys, and your Zarya with the a healer right behind you, and B, 100 charge, and C, 100 ammo. Diva needs to be afraid of you, not the other way around. Oh, the soldier was on the right. Yep, kill him. Oh, that was good. He was out of position.
Let's go. Kill the Mercy.
Shield. Oh, you tried. Okay, I believe you. I feel your pain there. Again, this is, your Junkrat is being your vanguard right now. He is in front of your whole team. You try to get the shield on him, and this is a perfect example on why you want to barrier the person in front, which is why we saw the barrier on Lucio, which is why I think it was in the first round we were seeing those barriers on Roadhog, because they become the focus of the enemy's DPS. So again, Junkrat over here all by himself is just all the focus of this damage, which makes this a really good barrier. It's just unfortunate Ryan's giant ass gets in the way. Ooh, oh my god. Don't grab. Oh. Okay, the nano boost. Oh. Like, this grenade here was kind of weird.
Kill the Mercy.
You also had 37 ammo. You didn't have to reload. Okay, a couple of reasons why you didn't have to reload. Number one, you see the enemy you know the enemy Reinhardt's here. You know the enemy Lucio's here. You know the enemy Diva's here. So there's a plethora of targets to shoot at. So you don't have to reload in the middle of a fight. It just reloading with ammo in the middle of the fight is so bad because you're freezing yourself up for 1.5 seconds, saying, "Hey, you know when I had ammo and I could have damaged you, let's just forget about that. Let me just take 1.5 seconds to reload my gun and so you can shoot me instead." Like that's what reloading mid fights like does. It's so like you already had graviton, so it's not even I can't even say like that 1.5 seconds of shooting would have earned you graviton because it wouldn't. You already had it, but it would have been like okay. Let's just talk about grenade. A grenade at 100 charge is 95 damage. A 100%, or I'm sorry, a nano boosted grenade does, I don't know, let's add what, 50? Let's just add 40, right? 135 damage with a grenade. Just like if you had like shot like beamed Diva who was to your right for 1 second or Lucio and then grenaded them, that's a kill with this 37 ammo that you have. Like Diva is there shooting at you. Now, I know some people watching this will be like, "Oh, he couldn't have done that anyway because he got earth shattered." That's in the heat. That like yeah, that's true. We can say that because we're watching this back, but it doesn't change the fact that our Zarya player still reloaded with ammo, well nano boosted in a fight. I mean, he is 20 health, so that's another thing you could say. Like maybe he like has no chance to do anything, but just the reload itself just was not good. Oh no! Oh god. Your Ryan is playing on the edge. Put up your shield, Ryan! Stop swinging! No! Right here, he needs to put up a shield. Oh no, he got to kill him, Lucio. Are you gonna make it? Oh my god, your team actually took it back.
Get on it, quick.
Okay, don't just turn the corner and shoot this. Assess the situation and watch out for Diva. This graviton is gonna like make or break whether you hold on to this point for longer or if they just take it back instantly. Watch the Diva, careful.
I've got grab here. I'm gonna hit him.
Okay. Not bad. Let's look at your shields before we go look more into this grab. Oh, this is such a bad shield. Okay, let's talk about why. So there have been reviews I've done in the past where I say that when you're coming back to a fight, don't just shield the first person you see. Assess the situation so you can make sure you put the shield on the right person. You turn this corner and shield the first, like you're either holding E or spamming E, because you shield like barely the first person you see. Like you have no idea what's happening around this corner. Maybe Diva just dove in here and one of these two people needs a shield. Like there's so many hypotheticals that this shield is not like maybe the shield turns out like a great shield because it takes a bunch of damage, but the thing is we look at barriers at the moment of application because I want to judge them right there. I don't want to have all the information of a barrier before I judge it, right? That's why I do my best not to like retroactively grade a barrier because that's not how it happens in game. So looking at this barrier right now as you applied it it's such a bad barrier. So don't do this. If you're a Zarya player and you do this, like coming back from a fight, walking back from spawn, stop it. Assess the situation. Make sure you put the barrier on someone that needs it, not the first person you see. Like right there, a perfect example. If you had a barrier, you could have saved that Winston. Oh. Okay, let's just make sure we actually saw him before he died. Yeah, okay, right here. We could have buried him. If we still had it, he still has about 100 HP. Feels bad, man. And you would have gotten a bunch of charge, too. Did you get any charge for that barrier? That's the other thing. You know, you just tossed that barrier trying to do something, maybe get some charge, but you didn't. And this is why I don't want to grade barriers retroactively. So I graded it at application. It didn't get any charge, and we see a much better barrier here. I can say for a fact this barrier would have gotten you 40 charge. You'd be at 80 charge right now.
Hit him.
Okay, so alright. Okay, so I mentioned in my Graviton guide, um, when you're using Graviton versus a Reinhardt, don't back away from it. You have to attack the Graviton. So right here, you need to run through the Reinhardt and shoot him in the back. When you just back up like this, you're just letting one character, one Reinhardt, negate your whole team because he has to face one direction. Like, look how weak they are. Right? Look at that. If you had ran through the barrier and you're shooting from behind, now the Reinhardt needs to make a choice. Do I point it at Zarya or do I point it at all these other people? Chances are he points it at all the other people and you'll get, 2 kills here. But when you're fighting the barrier you're fighting it from this side, you're just making it that much easier for the Reinhardt to negate your Graviton with his shield. That was a damn good grenade though. You get knocked up and then grenade him, so that was kind of cool. Good grenade versus two good grenades versus the Lucio, really good. Unfortunately, he did manage to get away. Yeah, those are really good grenades though. You had to reload, that's why I got away. Again, just greedy barriers. Like, look at your soldier. He's in a cubby. He's not taking any damage. He's full HP. He's fine. You don't need to barrier here just because you're in a fight. Even if you're in a fight, you have to be able to distinguish a good barrier. Sorry, I shouldn't say good barrier from a bad barrier because you don't know if this would be a bad barrier. You have to be able to distinguish who needs a barrier. And we can see here, just at the moment of application, he does not need it. Then you turn this corner and look, you have an allied Reinhardt just charging at the enemy team, eating a bunch of damage. This is the barrier that you would want if you still had the cooldown, but you keep using it so quickly, you're not even giving yourself a chance to assess the situation. So, I mean, we haven't finished out this round, but I can just already say, like, oh my god, he is so weak. I can't believe he didn't die.
Watch out, don't get booped.
Oh, hang on. How did he die now? See, imagine if you still had the barrier because you hadn't used it yet. Right? Now, you'd be like, oh, it's a soldier, you're taking damage. And then you could shield him, but you just shielded him so early. Like, you're so early with a lot of your barriers. It was kind of like it was in the okay-ish range in the last couple of rounds, but this round you've been really getting punished for it. That was a good personal shield to try and eat the fire strike. Don't do it. Or you could kind of do it maybe. You did just get a kill, so it's kind of a poke phase. Okay, so right here, the poke phase ended. The moment this Reinhardt turned the corner, the poke phase was over. The Reinhardt saying, yo, I'm going to fight you. And as Zarya, you need to understand when that poke phase is over. Right? Because you're at 0 energy, and you just kind of barrier Rein here hoping he eats the fire strike, but do you really want to use a projected barrier for 20 energy when there's no poke phase? Like, if there's a poke phase, yeah, 20 energy is great, because it's whatever, you'll have the cooldown back for the next fight. But the Reinhardt's positioning just tells you, there is about to be a fight. I'm gonna fight you. That's what the red team's positioning is saying. So, now, like my biggest fear here is someone on your team is going to get charged. And if that's your Reinhardt, now there's no barrier to protect him. You got 10 energy from that barrier. Also, you're reloading right in front of D.Va when you should just be shooting her mech. Right here, 75 ammo. D.Va is within beam range. There's no reason to reload here. Just shoot her. See? Oh, okay. So, again, the instant punish here. Again, so the Earthshatter comes out. The two Reinhardts are fighting each other. The red Reinhardt won the mind game battle. But right here, imagine if you had a barrier. You could shield probably the Lucio. But D.Va gets an amazing double knockoff off of that Earthshatter. Did you manage to do anything with the nano boost? You're maybe it's in this ELO, but you have are you really focus Mercy. Let's just put it that way. Because right here we see the Earthshatter come out. You know, there's a Reinhardt, there's a Diva, but since you see the Mercy, you just like go right forward, which like I don't want to say that's bad because it's always good to kill the healers, but when your team is Earthshattered, you can't just ignore, like for example, if right he just Earthshattered, you have a personal shield, you could have walked over here and like tanked the charge. And so whoever was knocked down wouldn't take the damage because again, you don't have a barrier. Now, we know from watching ahead that they both get killed anyway by falling into the pit. But the point is, in this moment, you don't know that. So in this moment, the most effective you can be with Zarya would be to eat this pin to save to potentially save an ally. And then you can, you know, with Nano Boost, with the 40 charge he'd give you from that pin, right, 54 charge, you could laser him or laser Diva. I mean, you guys don't have the positioning or the firepower to go after the Mercy. Like, you chasing her is you overextending. Because the moment you turn around, everyone on your team that was behind you is dead. Yeah, Soldier kills her. Yeah, the Nano Boost got wasted, unfortunately. Oh my god, Pharah almost knocked you off. Let's look at that barrier. Okay, so again, right? You can see, like, yes, Anna is low. I'm not denying that. But the second thing is, Reinhardt is not swinging at her. He has his shield up. And so now that when the barrier goes down, now he'll swing at her. Also, I think when we were asleep, we can hear if you, I'll play it and then shut up so you guys can hear it. You can hear the blue team soldier say tactical visor activated. So that would be like between that and this Anna, like it's a tough call, don't get me wrong, because Anna's super weak, but I would, you know, go for the tac visor in case you know, he just gets bodied by Pharah or something. There you go. See, I'm just so confused by. So, like, you bear your Anna because you're afraid of the Rhine, but then you don't even shoot the Rhine, you shoot the Diva. So, your head just seems to be all over the place. Like, you even jump on the point, but then you shoot Diva, but you were so afraid of Rhine that you used your barrier. Like, if you were more afraid of Diva, I would have expected the barrier here. So, I feel like you're just doing, like, two different things at once. Oh, you didn't grenade the mech. You had the ammo, too. Oh, see why the barrier on Winston? By the way, I think the red Reinhardt is still alive. Right? I haven't seen the red Reinhardt go down. Oh, here, no, I'm sorry. He did go down right here. But, like, why the barrier on the Winston there? He's basically full HP. He doesn't need it. And the fight isn't won. I don't think the fight's won yet. Good focus on the Diva mech, though. You tried to grenade it. Again, just another, like, weird barrier. Like, Lucio is full HP. I don't know. This one could kind of fall in the fight is one category. But it's been so hectic and they're still contesting the point that I don't think it is. So I don't know, it's just another really weird barrier on a very, very, very low danger ally. See, like, okay, right here is a good example of when you can go after the backline. So right here, you can chase this Mercy down because A, you don't have to overextend to kill her, and you have the charge, and you have your team. That's A, B, and C, right? You don't have to, like, run past a Reinhardt and a Diva to get to the Mercy. Mercy is just throwing herself at you. So this is when it's more okay to kill her. So you get a good kill. That's good. But the last time you tried to do it, you literally ran right past a Reinhardt and a Diva to go for a Mercy that you didn't even kill. Another weird reload. Okay, I'm so glad you did not barrier your Ana right here. You thought about it. This reload was kind of weird. 65 ammo and there's 2 targets right in front of you. Oh no, why? Oh, why did you barrier Lucio? He's full HP. The Reinhardt's right there. I'd be afraid of him charging someone.
Almost got another grab.
Oh man, it's you got another graviton, but you didn't think before you used it though.
There it is.
Oh my god. I'm so confused. Okay. Like, you had another grab, but you didn't have to use it instantly. You could have just, like, backed up and waited. Now, it worked out because you got Ana and Farah, but I don't think you actually saw Ana and Farah. Let me just double check. Okay, there's Ryan, there's Ryan. I think, okay, you saw Ana right here, so I'll give you that one. The other thing about using Graviton versus Reinhardt is when you use it against a wall like this, now there's a wall behind them and a wall in front of them, so there's basically no angle for your team to attack from. So versus a Reinhardt, you want to kind of grab in the open. And again, the other thing is you didn't attack the Graviton. You just use it and you back up and just shoot into a Rein shield. So, like the enemy, this Reinhardt is completely misplaying by not holding up a shield. Like, why is he swinging? There he goes. But like, you have to attack your grab. You use it, and you as Zarya, I'm not talking about your team, but you as Zarya, you don't do anything with it. Good shield, good sleep, good heals. Thank your healers, guys.
You gotta wipe him out before he comes back.
Grenade, good grenade. Makes it much easier to kill her.
Woo, damn.
That was an okay shield. This is the fight's pretty much one type of situation, so that was good.
Yeah, nice game, guys.
Okay. Okay, now that that's over, definitely the biggest thing to work on is your projected barriers. You use a lot of projected barriers, and most of them don't get that much value. So you managed to maintain 40% energy because you played very selfishly with your barriers. You used a lot of barriers to benefit mainly you versus your team. Now, don't get me wrong, you had a couple of barriers that, when I say a couple, I mean more than a couple. You had a decent amount of barriers that were benefiting your teammates. You know, someone's weak, someone's engaging, stuff like that. But the vast majority of your barriers were just, you know, low danger situations trying to give you energy. And I don't, it was just like, it was just like a weird, like, your barrier decision making was just kind of was weird to me. Obviously it's not weird to you, but like watching it, you know, some of the barriers you did just really confused me. Like, even though you are playing selfishly, which means you want that charge, you would just like barrier a full health target in a corner, which isn't going to give you any charge. So I definitely, you know, pick one identity and stick with it. Either you're going to be a selfish Zarya and you want those barriers, or not stick with it. I mean, in a game or in a round or whatever, you know, I guess, I don't know, maybe it's possible to like transition back and forth, but I feel like if you try and play both styles in the same round, you'll be pulled in too many different directions. So yeah, I take back what I said. Just pick a style and kind of commit to it. You know, if you want to be the high charge carry Zarya, do that. If you want to be the, you know, decently high charge, making plays Zarya, do that. But you just kind of like stuck in the middle, and it showed, you know, like, oh, I want to help someone, but I also want energy, and you had like so many projected barriers. I wonder if you get a card for how many projected barriers you had. No, you didn't. Good KP though, 54%. That was a lot. Um, Gravitons, you had, Sanctum was like your worst map for Gravitons. You had like a lot of really, like, you kept grabbing into walls, which versus Ryan again, it just makes it that much harder for your team to attack a Graviton. So definitely try and grab in the open. You had the advantage of A, having the point, and B, closing in on winning, so they had to actually be on the point. You had enough HP and barriers to wait until they committed to the point, so you didn't have to graviton the instant you got it. You weren't really in any danger of dying, so I would have liked to seen you hold that last one. Um, what else? Positioning was good. You mainly stayed around your front line. You stayed around your tanks. So that was good. Um, Target selection, you really love killing Mercy, so I would just try and understand or get a better understanding of when you can and can't commit to attacking that Mercy, because throughout this match we saw a lot of times you were committing your Mercy and committing to trying to kill the Mercy and sacrificing the front line, at least twice. So just you know, try and get a better feel for when it does benefit your team to go for the Mercy, when it benefits your team to stay with them. Okay, so ability usage, gravitons. Your self shields were mainly good, by the way. Just putting that out there. Self shields were mostly fine. You had a couple just like awkward ones where you weren't waiting, you didn't see spam or stuff like that, but and that's easy to fix. And I think that covers all the topics, right? Positioning, ability usage, target selection. Your reloads, you had a couple really bad reloads in that last round. For the most part, it wasn't a problem, but it definitely was a problem in that last round. So just try and, again, get out of that habit. Don't reload in the middle of a fight. Make sure you're reloading, either dipping into cover, waiting for cooldown or something. But if there's enemies all around you, use that ammo, shoot them. It's the best use of the ammo. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this review. I hope it was helpful. If you want to see more Zarya videos or Zarya guides, I've got a bunch of that kind of stuff on my YouTube channel. Feel free to subscribe there if you haven't already. That link will be in the description. If you want to get updates on when I am streaming, feel free to follow me on Twitter. And if you want to know when I'm streaming these VOD reviews or streaming competitive gameplay, feel free to follow me on Twitch. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope the video was helpful. Thanks Takes Damage for submitting the VOD, and everyone have a good day. Thanks for sticking around till the end of the video. Check out these two other videos on the left hand side, and be sure to subscribe by clicking that button on the right. If you like all of this stuff, you can follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Discord, and of course YouTube. All the links will be in the description below. Again, thanks so much for watching, guys, and have a good one.